Okay, the Nuggets are pretty good. They're on a 4-game win streak. Their big three is clicking, and I think it might get here sooner than we thought. We, I mean, the general consensus around the Nuggets is that they're a great team for the future, which is true, but they also might be a great team for the present. People have been lower on them this year, which rightfully so. However, they've been really good these past 8 games. They are looking more and more like the team we expected them to be coming into the season. And Michael Porter has been looking more and more like we wanted him to coming into this season. So, over the last 8 games, which the reason I chose 8 is because that kind of coincides with Michael Porter starting at the power forward, which I think that he fits better as a power forward than a small forward, and he is a better defender as a power forward rather than a small forward. Over the last 8 games, Michael Porter has averaged 17 and 9 on 56, 51, 71 splits on 6 3-point attempts a game. So he's making about 3 a game, which that's insane for someone who's 6'10". And he is a constant threat to just hit a 3. He can't be blocked. Giannis was on him the other day when the Nuggets blew out the Bucks by 31, and he hit a 3 over him in that game. No one can block him. If Giannis can't block you, no one's blocking you. He's just kind of freaky in the way that he is such a smooth athlete at his size. He's not he's not a Kevin Durant as far as his talent goes. Kevin Durant is obviously a superior player, but he moves pretty similarly to him, or like a Joe Johnson. He's kind of a bigger Joe Johnson in a way. That's who I would compare him to, at least. And he's been playing good defense too. He has averaged these numbers might be a little outdated, but he's averaging a block a block a game, and I'm pretty sure a steal a game. Let me double check real quick. He is averaging almost a steal a game. Okay, so it's 1.1 blocks and zero point 0.8 steals a game, but that's still really good as far as defensive numbers go. Numbers aren't always fantastic for defense, but he has been a lot more active on that end as of late. He's been a lot better on rotations, on a weak side defender role. He's just looked better. He has looked locked in. He has looked ready to go on that end of the court, and that is crucial for the Nuggets going forward. He's looked fucking phenomenal as a two-way player, which I never thought I would be saying about MPJ this season, but here we are. Jamal Murray over the last 8 games is averaging 29, 4, and 5 on 73 true shooting percentage, or if you prefer the actual numbers, 59, 51, 94 splits, which is absurd. He has been as good or better than he was in the bubble since about the start of February. Over the month of February, I don't have these stats pulled up in front of me, but if I remember correctly, it was 26 points, 5 and 5, something like that, on phenomenal shooting splits. I'm pretty sure it was 50, 50, 90. He's up to 21 on the season on 50, 40, 84 splits, I want to say. Something like that. He's turned his season around from looking like he was the same player from the past 3 seasons to now that he's been healthy, because he was dealing with a lot of minor knick-knack injuries across the start of the season, and he's really turned it around now and is looking like a superstar. But I don't know if I expect him to keep averaging 30 points on, just 60, 50, 90 splits, because that's just a little too much to expect of a man. But I expect him to be good. I expect 24 on good shooting. I don't think that's absurd to expect of him if this isn't a fluke, which I don't think it is. Jokic, I don't know his stats over the last 8 games in particular. In my notes I just have Jokic is Jokic. He's averaging a damn near 27-point triple-double on the season on 50, 40, 90 splits almost. He needs to hit a few more free throws to get it up. But, yeah, he is a MVP. He is second in the MVP race, in my opinion. Right now, I still have Embiid simply because the Nuggets have not won enough. But they are either tied for the 5th seed now or like a half game back from it. But either way, they're starting to work their way back into the top 4 conversation. And if they can get to the top 4, then I think Jokic takes my MVP. Right now, it's still Embiid, though, because they just have not won enough. But by the end of the season, I expect the Nuggets will have won more. And I expect Jokic to probably be the MVP frontrunner, at least among non-casual fans, because the media will always push the LeBron narrative or whatever the narrative is that year, and Denver is a small market. They probably won't want Jokic to win MVP. Over these past 8 games, they have had a 110.7 defensive rating, which would put them 7th in the NBA currently. So their starting lineup has been Jamal Murray, Monte Morris, Will Barton, Michael Porter, and Jokic. None of which are particularly great defender. Jamal Murray is very solid defensively. Monte Morris tries a lot. Will Barton is a not great defender, but he has his moments. Michael Porter has been a very solid defender over these past stretch of games, and Jokic is a good defender. But that unit cohesively has been very good defensively and held the Bucks to 97. They held the Pacers to, I believe it was a 100 tonight or something along those lines. They've been very solid defensively. The numbers back that up. The eye test backs that up. I mean, I didn't think I would be talking about the Nuggets as a defensive team this season, but in the past 8 games, they've been a very solid defensive team. And it's impressive. Jamal Murray is a top 5 defensive player of the year candidate, according to NBA.com. That just shows you that you should not take those sites seriously, by the way, because Jamal Murray, he's been great defensively this year. He's been very solid, very good. Not an elite defender. Can he get there? Sure, but not there yet. And then their offensive rating over these past 8 games is 122.3, which would be the best in NBA history. If that was held over an entire season, that would be better than the Brooklyn Nets right now by about 3 points. Yeah, the Nuggets might be arriving sooner than we thought.